Welcome, friends! It is I, LostScarf, and it's time for the short Smite beginner guide to Guan Yu. That's right, the hero of the dynasty is here. And fun fact, he used to be a guardian. Then they made him a warrior and changed his kit around. People still miss the old Guan Yu because he kind of wrecked everybody. But the new one does do a good job as well. Now, as always, this is a beginner guide. This is to help players get comfortable with the god, understand the god better so they can do better with him, and see if they like the god and just do better playing as him and against him. Advanced and expert players, I did leave some things out because I don't want to overwhelm the beginners, but if there's anything that you feel I did not elaborate on enough, you can mention that in the comments to give them more to talk about right there and to understand. As always, you can go over abilities, class and roles, tips and combos, some purchasing ideas, and of course in a conclusion. So let's get going. Guan Yu's abilities. First up is his passive, Painless. What happens here is, when Guan Yu takes damage, he builds stacks. Also, when he deals damage to enemy gods, he builds stacks, up to 20 stacks. Each stack increases his healing potential. At 20 stacks, it doubles his healing. First ability, Conviction. This is a large AoE heal around Guan Yu that heals himself and allies. It's affected by the passive. And when he heals allies, his cooldowns are reduced by 2 seconds. Second ability, Warrior's Will. This is a short dash that deals damage and slows enemies by 30% for 2 seconds. Hitting gods reduces all abilities cooldowns by 2 seconds. Guan Yu is also immune to roots, cripples, and knockups during dash. His third ability is called Talu's Assault. This is a channeling attack in front of Guan Yu that attacks every 0.3 seconds for 3 seconds, so it's 10 ticks of damage. It steals protections from the enemy and gives them to Guan Yu, max 3 stacks. And finally is his ultimate, Cavalry Charge. This is Guan Yu getting on a horse for 4 seconds. During this time, you travel really fast, and you can attack using left click. Every time you hit an enemy god with it, it increases damage by 20%. Also slows enemies by 25%. When Guan Yu dismounts after those 4 seconds, he stuns all those around him for 1.5 seconds. You can also right-click to dismount early if you just want the stun. Class and roles. Guan Yu is a warrior, so he's a physical god that is capable of taking a lot of damage and dishing out a lot of damage as well. They usually possess some form of CC and multiple means of damage. Guan Yu, in this case, he's very helpful to his team with a heal. He has multiple slows on his ultimate and on his dash, and he's able to strip armor away from people, which is really nice to make him a big threat. Now, as a beginner, solo is the best place for Guan. He's able to solo pretty well thanks to his heal, which allows his minion line to stay alive longer, and he can shred enemy minions with Talu's Assault. He takes armor away from them, also hitting enemy gods if he wants to bully them out. Blue buff is kind of important to Guan Yu though, so you can just keep casting like crazy, and just keep the pressure on, because the 2 ways to go about Guan Yu is, you either keep the pressure on your opponent so that they're under tower so they can't do much, or the other way to do it is just keep it in the middle a little bit, get your ultimate, and then kill them with your horse if that's possible. Now when it comes to team fighting phase, what you're really doing is you're just healing up your teammates, shredding armor, stunning high-value targets with horse, and just slowing everything down when you can. And if you have enough money, you can do that constantly, and you're just a big, annoying threat the whole game. Now for advanced, support. Guan Yu on support can be ridiculous. If you build a lot of cooldown and armor on him, he's able to just cast very often, and just be an annoyance the entire game. If you heal up enough times and do Warrior's Will enough times, you're able to use your horse very often, and be the most annoying thing on the map. Tips and combos. First up has to do with your pass, and that is when you're tanky enough, you can just stand in minion lines and get hit really fast, and then you have your full passive really quickly in the game. Because of the archers shooting their arrows and then the minions hitting you, each tick from then builds your passive. So you just get hit for like a couple seconds and you got full passive, which is really nice. Now in team fights, you want to heal and dash often, use your abilities often. The idea there is just because you lose 2 seconds off things when you dash through enemies and when you heal teammates, so that's really good there in team fights. And going on top of that is, with max CD and teammates, you can heal and dash the horse every 30 seconds pretty much. As long as you're healing with teammates, you can get there in 30 seconds, or if you're dashing through enemies often enough, you can also get horse every 30 seconds. So you're able to have an ult often. Very, very often. Another tip is to take advantage of the slow from dash to set enemies up for allies. Not a bad thing there. Another is shred armor as many gods as possible with your Talu's Assault. The more shredded they are, the easier to be for everyone else to get a kill. Now these all have to do with the horse. Now you can right click to end your horse early for an early stun, which can be a nice strategic move. Another is you can hold S to slow down your horse on its movement speed, so you can hit the same target more often. And lastly, sprint does affect your horse's speed, so you can go really fast if you want with sprint. Now when it comes to combos, it's 3-2 ult and ult 3-2. The idea here is, if you're close to the enemy, you can shred them with Talu's Assault so they take more damage from everything you do, dash into them for damage and slow, and then ult them for more damage in the stun, and then finish them off whatever way. The other way is if you're from a distance and you need to get over to the enemy, then you're going to ult to get in there because you're faster on the horse. Then you do your 3-2 for the shred and then damage, and then you do whatever you need to do to finish them, or they're set up for teammates because of all the slows you've been doing. There is kind of a team fighting combo, and that is just healing your teammates often, dashing through enemies often, using Tao's Assault often, and ulting whenever you can. In long team fights, you can actually horse quite often and just keep the fight going for a long time and wiping the enemy team in one way or another. Purchases for Guan Yu. Now as a beginner guide, I suggest build Guan Yu tanky and give him high cooldown reduction, so that you can do things very often and be annoying the entire game. On top of that, you can build power and pen so you can be more effective with your abilities, and that'll be good there. Now, because you'll be casting your abilities so often, as long as you have enough mana to do it, you don't really focus on base attacks much, so you don't have to worry about criticals or attack speed all that much. As far as actives go, Sprint is very useful so you can go around faster, especially on your horse, and Curse is pretty good because you can add that on top of your slows so there's more destruction to be had on your enemies. In conclusion, now I don't want to sound like I'm on my high horse, but Guan Yu played well, leaves the enemy with no room to horse around. With the right build and a strong understanding of where everyone is, Guan Yu is able to continuously cast abilities during the entire team fight as long as he has mana. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you'll know the way to victory. So that right there is the guide for Guan Yu. Up next it'll be Hades up next as far as the gods go, but I'm debating whether I want to do a role guide between this and that guide. We're up to 20 guides so far, so I can consider, do I want to do a role guide and then go on to Hades, or just do Hades now and then do roles later on? I'm not sure which is more important at the moment, but we'll see as we go forward. But that right there is the guide for Guan Yu. Share it with everyone you can. The idea here is the more everyone knows how to play the game, the better it is for everyone, because everyone's just playing better. That's just the way to go. So there you go. That right there is the guide. I had fun making it. Hope you had fun watching. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Come by and see you next time.